Well, hello there. Today on this video, I'm going to tell you about 6 awesome places located near Tucson, Arizona that you may not have heard of. These are places that are certain to not disappoint. The Valley of Tucson is surrounded by mountain ranges. The first awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona that you may not have heard of is the Scenic Byway in the Santa Catalina Mountains. To reach the byway, take Tanque Verde Road east from Tucson to the Catalina Highway. Regarded as one of the most scenic drives in southeast Arizona, the Mount Lemmon Scenic Byway, also known as the Catalina Highway Scenic Drive, is the only paved road to take travelers to the upper reaches of Mount Lemmon and the Santa Catalina mountain range. Aside from the arresting canyon and mountain views, the nearly 60-mile round-trip byway offers visitors the biological equivalent of driving from the deserts of Mexico to the forests of Canada in 29 miles one way. The road begins in the lower Sonoran vegetative life zone and ascends to the high forests in the Canadian zone. To learn more about the area, visitors can stop by the Palisades Visitor Center along their drive. Recent visitors highly recommend making the drive, which many described as spectacular and a must-do when in Tucson. Along with the stunning vantage point, the ride up also provides a reprieve from the desert heat, in the summer especially. Travelers said the temperature drops as you climb higher along the byway by about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. Take advantage of the scenic overlooks and rest areas by bringing along a picnic, another recommendation from past visitors. Also, for those who are looking for stretching their legs, there are 16 trailheads along the way and many trails. Here you'll find plants and animals and geology that exhibit some of the most wide-ranging natural diversity to be found in any area of comparable size in the continental U.S. The next awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona that you may not have heard of is Pima Air and Space Museum. For driving directions to the Pima Air and Space Museum, it is about 10 miles southeast of downtown Tucson, located at 6000 East Valencia Road, just off Interstate 10. The Pima Air and Space Museum houses more than 400 aircraft and spacecraft. This is one of the largest air and space museums in the world. Sprawling across 80 acres, the museum offers both outdoor and indoor exhibits. Highlights include Wright Brothers Flyer, which dates back to 1903, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, and the record-breaking Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird. Recent visitors appreciated both the indoor and outdoor exhibits. Most described the museum as fascinating and praised the on-site volunteers for their extensive knowledge of each plane's historical significance, and even visitors with limited interest in aviation enjoyed their visit. Several visitors highly recommend forking over a little extra coin for the tram tours to avoid having to walk in the desert sun to see all the outside displays. And open every day with seasonal hours. From October to May, it's open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And during the summer, it's open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Entry to the museum costs $18.50 for adults 13 and older. $12 for youths aged 5 to 12, and free for children under 4. 2-day tickets offer a discount. You can also pay $8 if you'd like to tour the grounds via tram. For more information, check out the museum website. The next awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona that you may not have heard of is Sabino Canyon National Recreation Area. For driving directions to Sabino Canyon National Recreation Area is located at the north end of Sabino Canyon Road. In addition to restrooms, you'll also find water fountains, educational exhibits, maps, and handouts at the Visitor Center. Located along the base of the Santa Catalina Mountains on Tucson's northeast edge, Sabino Canyon's numerous hiking trails and wildlife viewing opportunities, keep your eyes peeled for a Gila monster, makes this recreational area popular with the locals and tourists alike. Visitors can picnic among saguaro cacti and cool down in Sabino Creek. And if you're looking to get a feel for the area without breaking too much of a sweat, take a ride on the Sabino Canyon Crawler, which is a narrated hour-long open-air shuttle ride through the canyon, which is closed to private vehicles. The vehicle makes 9 stops along the way. You can get off and explore at any of these stops at your leisure, or simply ride the shuttle back to the visitor center. For a shorter route, the Bear Canyon Shuttle is a 30-minute narrated ride with 3 stops. Recent visitors said the stop here is a must if you want to take in some beautiful desert scenery while in Tucson, and not just from the seat of your car. Reviewers recommended taking the tram to the top and getting off to hike back down to the visitor center on the telephone line trail. Travelers also suggested planning your visit for the spring when the canyon's flowers are in full bloom, or during the monsoon season, mid-June to the end of September, when the waterfalls are full of water. One visitor advised others that shuttle tickets can sell out, so advance booking is a must. Sabino Canyon is open all day, every day, though the Visitor Center, which is very much worth visiting, is only open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The tram runs every day, with hours varying by season. General admission to the recreation area costs $8 per car, while Sabino Canyon shuttle rides cost $15 for adults and $8 for children between the ages 3 and 12. For the Bear Canyon shuttle, tickets cost $8 for adults and $5 for kids 12 and younger. Shuttles depart once an hour seasonally. The next awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona that you may not have heard of is Saguaro National Park, east and west. Saguaro National Park. This 92,000-acre park is dedicated to the largest cactus in the world, the saguaro, pronounced saguaro, a universal symbol of the American West. The park is divided in 2 districts, the Rincon Mountain District, east of downtown, and the Tucson Mountain District, west of downtown. Each section features a visitor center, miles of hiking trails, and of course hundreds of towering saguaro cacti. Not in the mood to hike? The Cactus Forest Scenic Loop Drive is a paved road that features several trailheads in the East District. Scenic vistas and pullouts in the Rincon Mountain District. If you're visiting the Tucson Mountain District, the unpaved Bajada Loop Drive offers photo-worthy lookouts, overlooks, and picnic areas. Deemed a national treasure by recent visitors, this park is a perfect place to come if you want to see some iconic southwestern landscapes. Although both sections of the park are worth your time, many recent visitors recommend the Tucson Mountain District for its spectacular sunsets. Reviewers also noted that the fall and spring are the best times to visit the park, as the summer's heat can get quite unbearable, with temperatures climbing into the triple digits. If you're visiting in the summer, get to the park in the morning before the sun's rays get too strong. Other visitors advised of numerous snake warning signs. Saguaro National Park is located on both sides of downtown Tucson. The park is open every day. The Tucson Mountain District welcomes vehicles from sunrise to sunset. The Rincon Mountain District welcomes vehicles from 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the summer and 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the winter. Pedestrians and cyclists can access the park 24 hours a day. A $25 entrance fee, which is valid for a week, and includes both Tucson Mountain District and Rincon Mountain District, is required for each car. You can learn more about this park's hiking trails and safety tips for visiting at the National Park Service website. The next awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona, that you may not have heard of is Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. The Arizona Sonora Desert Museum is located about 13 miles west of central Tucson. It is open every day. Although it's called a museum, this facility, which is home to animals, a botanical garden, an aquarium, and an art gallery, is more of a zoo. In fact, 85% of what you'll experience is outdoors and requires walking. Dress accordingly. Across the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum's 98 acres, you'll find 230 animal species, including hummingbirds, coyotes, and stingrays, along with 1,200 local plant species. Next to the entrance plaza, visitors pass the Warden Aquarium and Reptile, Amphibian, and Invertebrate Hall before heading out to explore the rest of the exhibits via walking paths. Strolling along the museum's 2 miles of hiking trails, visitors get acquainted with the desert landscape via animal exhibits that mingle with native plants. And if you feel hungry after your leisurely hike, you can enjoy a meal at one of the museum's 3 eateries, all of which have great views of the surrounding desert. Recent visitors enjoyed their time at the museum and highly recommended future travelers set aside a few hours to explore the attraction's grounds and educational exhibits. Just make sure you come prepared. Bring a refillable water bottle for the numerous fill stations. Wear appropriate walking shoes, sun protection and sunscreen. A good hat will give you a lot of protection from the sun. Reviewers also advise stopping by in the morning or near closing, as that's when the animals are the most active. Aside from the flora and fauna, visitors also praise the knowledgeable docents. The next awesome place in the area surrounding Tucson, Arizona, that you may not have heard of is Tucson City Mural Chase. For driving directions to Tucson City Mural Chase, Murals are sprinkled all over Tucson, but for the walking tour I recommend, you only need to drive about 6/10 of a mile to 4th Avenue and park your car, and then just walk around the 4th Avenue district and enjoy the views. Mural painting is inherently different from all other forms of pictorial art in that it is organically connected with the architecture. The use of color, design, and thematic treatment can radically alter the sensation of spatial proportions of the building. In this sense, mural is the only form of painting that is truly three-dimensional. Apart from its organic relation to architecture, a second characteristic of mural painting is its broad public significance. The Sonoran hot dog consists of a hot dog that is wrapped in bacon and grilled, served on a bolillo-style hot dog bun and topped with pinto beans, onions, tomatoes, and a variety of additional condiments, often including mayonnaise, mustard, and jalapeno salsa. And these are the 6 amazing things to see near Tucson, Arizona.